Hi, my name is Amy Gorham, and today I will be telling the story of Ada E. North, a female librarian from the 19th century who transformed Iowa's libraries. Ada E. North was born in Alexander, New York, to Reverend Milo N. Miles and Mary Miles. As a young child, her family moved from New York to Iowa, where North attended grade school in Iowa City, the then state capital. In 1865, North married Major J. North, an assistant to Iowa Governor William M. Stone during the Civil War. By 1870, Major North had passed, leaving North a widow with two young children, Howard and Georgia. To support her family's new situation, North sought work as a local clerk in the 13th General Assembly of Iowa's legislature. In 1871, an opening became available in the office of state librarian. Governor Samuel Merrill appointed North as Iowa's first state librarian. North became the first woman to hold a state office position in the state of Iowa and in the U.S. North earned an annual salary of $1,200 and held the position until 1878. As state librarian, North emphasized accessible and relevant collections designed for use rather than preservation. The state library was in its infancy and needed substantial support. North's first goal was to develop and produce the state library's first printed catalog, comprised of about 14,500 volumes. The project was completed in 1872. In 1879, the Board of Regents at the State University of Iowa, better known today as the University of Iowa, voted to employ a full-time librarian and selected North. Her salary was minimal, no more than $900 a year, and she would hold this position until her dismissal in 1892. North's appointment at UI broke yet another barrier as she became the first full-time librarian at the university. During her charge as head librarian at Iowa, North devoted her professional and private life to touring American libraries and compiling a list of best practices. She was keen to learn the new American library methods. North implemented the first card catalog system at the university library and reclassified the library's entire collection according to the Dewey Decimal Classification System. Re-honoring her commitment to library instruction, North offered regular library instruction sessions to students both inside and outside of the classroom, and in response to student demand, expanded library hours from 5 hours a day to 9 hours a day. North's commitment to library access and education are remembered at Iowa to this day, through the generous lending procedures and open access to the stacks and archives. In 1890, 5 longtime librarians and library advocates, encouraged by North, convened in Des Moines. North, having witnessed Dewey's work with the formation of the New York Library Association in July of 1890, wanted to undergo a similar professionalization of Iowan libraries. While Iowa lagged behind states in the East, North was determined to bring the Midwest state up to date, though at the time Iowa only had 10 tax-supported public libraries. Together, Ada E. North, Mary Miller, T.S. Parvin, Clara M. Smith, and Clara C. Dwight organized the Iowa Library Society, which was later renamed the Iowa Library Association in 1896. The original 5, including North, were later joined by 12 additional librarians. Together, the small collective of Iowan librarians borrowed and adopted the bylaws from the New York Library Association on July 11, 1890. Thus, Iowa became the second state to have a statewide library association. The organization's borrowed bylaws called for dues of $1 a year, as well as at least one annual meeting, which usually took place at the state library during the week of the Iowa State Fair. In 1892, North was dismissed from Iowa under the pretense of failing health. North enjoyed 7 years of retirement before her death at age 58 in 1899. While North's achievements may seem simple or commonplace today, Her efforts were truly innovative at the time. North fought for greater awareness and understanding of Iowa libraries until 1892. In one of her last statements to the Library Journal in 1891, North explained, "What is wanted now is a general waking up to the progress of the library movement around us, and to the superlative importance of the library as a factor in education. Once having started the demand for larger libraries and improved accommodations, we believe that the necessary money will be forthcoming from both public and private funds, until Iowa shall have a library and reading room in every town and village." North would not stop her tireless efforts in librarianship until she saw an increase in the number and quality of the state's libraries. Though North would not live long enough to see the full impact of her work, many of her efforts are still felt today. The University of Iowa boasts an extensive collection of materials, both physical and digital, with stacks that remain open to students, staff, and faculty, as well as an award-winning Learning Commons implemented to specifically aid student research. The Iowa library system, since having North as the library's first professional librarian, has maintained an invaluable commitment to honoring student success and supporting library services.